Hi, and thank you for tuning in to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. This week, we are continuing on in the book of James, and actually, we're also continuing on in chapter 1. If you joined me last week and I told you we were going to go through this book slowly, I'm not a liar. You can tell we're literally taking it slow. However, we will finish chapter 1 at the end of this week. So today, I want to read to you verses 16 through 18. Let's go ahead and do that. It says, "So don't be misled, my dear brothers and sisters. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens. He never changes or casts a shifting shadow. He chose to give birth to us by giving us his true word, and we, out of all creation, became his prized possession." You see, this passage is a beautiful kind of ending to what we talked about last week, and we're also beginning a new week. Last week, we spent a lot of time talking about the trials and struggles and hardships that we face in this world. We talked about their purpose. We talked about what trials we face sometimes is based on what we value most, and God giving us an opportunity to learn and to grow to trust him more. We also talked about where we put our priorities and how we should view our trials as opportunities to grow in our faith. But here in this passage, James is reminding us to not be deceived. Trials are not a punishment. Trials are not an example of God's unfaithfulness, but rather his faithfulness. He's really saying here that everything good comes from above. You see, it's easy during hard times to focus on the things that are wrong and the things that are bad and the things that are lacking. But even in those times, as we do keep our eyes focused on God, we can remember and recognize that God's goodness is all around us. As long as we have breath in our lungs, God has given us opportunities to see with our physical eyes, but of course our spiritual eyes, what he is doing in this world. So let's read this passage one more time. It says, "So don't be misled, my dear brothers and sisters. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens." You see, God created everything you see in this world, but that is out of his goodness. And so when you see something good, if you see it in the face of your child or in a beautiful sunset or in a happy moment with your family or a silly moment at work, those good moments are all given to us as gifts from God. But listen to what it goes on to says. It says he never changes or casts a shifting shadow. Have you ever met someone that you didn't know who you were going to get? It's like they almost had different personalities. One moment they could be loving and kind, and the next moment they're harsh and critical. Or maybe you've worked with someone like that you never know. Are they having a good day or a bad day? Do I have to walk around eggshells around them today? Or are they going to be super supportive of me today? Those relationships in life can leave us feeling anxious and unsettled. We can question where we stand with someone. We can question if they're for us or against us. Well, that is not how God is. God is unchanging. God is not moved by emotion. He is always good. And so from this passage, we can be reminded and encouraged that he is stable and secure. It says in verse 18, he chose to give birth to us by giving us his true word. And this is talking about spiritual birth, how we come alive through our faith in Jesus Christ, through the gospel, through the truth. And we, out of all creation, became his prized possession. You see, God loves you so much and he cares about you. He wants to lavish good things on you. He wants to give you those gifts. And as we look for him today, let us revel at the goodness of God. Let us be thankful and grateful for all the things in our life that we see as evidence of his goodness. Let's not today get distracted or have a distorted view of reality by just looking at the temporary earthly things that we face. But instead, let's keep our eyes on the creator of it all, who's given us salvation, who's given us breath in our lungs, who's given us relationships and people, who's given us opportunities to be used in a part of his mission, who's given us creativity and the ability to create in the image of what he has created. There are so many things that we can be thankful for, and it all stems from the goodness of God. Hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for another daily dose for spiritual growth.